The next thing I'd like to say about existing versus new is that when you buy an existing house, you have already used up a lot of the depreciation or loss in value from the house aging, to the point where if you buy a very old house on a large block, you can almost get a house for free. In saying that, I'll give you an example. If you buy a house, for example, for $600,000 that is on a block 1,000 square meters, the land value of that 1,000 square meters may be as high as, say, $550,000. In other words, you're getting a house for only $50,000 of that $600,000 purchase price. Now, a lot of people know that when you buy a new car, we're looking at cars now, and the time that you drive it out of the vehicle showroom's front gate, you've immediately dropped value because it's now a used car. But they often don't extend that analogy to housing. Houses actually are pretty much the same. If you have a brand new house, you've paid full value, full purchase price for all of the appliances, the labor, and the fit out of that property. Once you've taken possession of it, it's not a new house anymore, it's a used house. And there are a lot of other used houses you're competing with. And over time, your house will become old while there's new houses ready and waiting to be built. So there actually is a loss of value from a new house becoming used with time. So just be aware of that. There is depreciation in houses. Sometimes people don't perceive that because a lot of it is masked or hidden within the rising value of the land component of their investment, but there is definitely an aging or loss of value as your new house becomes older. Okay, so in buying an existing house, you're effectively letting someone else pay for that shiny new effect and the depreciation or loss of value that occurs over the years. Looking again at the advantages of buying existing rather than building, you are going into suburbs, into existing suburbs where there is fully developed infrastructure. So all the roads are laid out. You also have shops, you have schools, you have all of the community development that surrounds that. So when you are buying into a new estate, you don't have that, and often you're looking at the promises of a developer about what will come. And in many cases that will come. I mean, all the existing suburbs were brand new suburbs at some stage, but it can take a considerable amount of time. And just bear in mind that the promises of a developer may not always be fulfilled by that developer. Okay, so it is an act of trust on your behalf, and you may have considerable time to wait before you see all of the nice features that you might have been used to in the suburb that you grew up in. So bear that one in mind. When you buy an existing house, you are going to get generally a larger block. The older houses were built at a time where backyards were valued, and you'll have spare space, lawn, gardens, and so on. And so you might be getting a 700 square meter block, which has future subdivision potential. By way of contrast, when you buy a new block of land and construct a new house, the property is generally built to the full building envelope. Then you might have a strip of paving, a small garden bed, but there is never going to be any subdivision available on your new lot. So if you're looking for future capital gain, you're much more likely to achieve that with an existing house on a larger block rather than a new property that is fully constructed.